Let's get right into it. AEW Dynamite started out. First of all, we're in Philadelphia, a big wrestling hub. The last time they were in Philly, they were doing the ECW Arena. It's nice to see that they could sell out a bigger venue like they did here. Really cool. That place was jam-packed and ready to rock and roll. We start out by seeing some footage from Sunday, and then we catch up with Will Ospreay from Sunday heading into the trainer's room to see Kenny Omega, just like they did on the show after AEW Dynasty. And this time it's a little different because this time Kenny Omega is not too happy to see Will because he's questioning his decisions by aligning with the Death Riders. And Kenny Omega is basically saying, like, Will, if you wanted help, if you needed some help, you could have asked me, but you didn't. You didn't call me. You went to the Death Riders, who are the guys who injured you in the first place. And Will said, maybe I would have if you were here because you're not showing up. I love that they said that because Kenny Omega hasn't been on TV for a while. So it made sense that they played off of that. And Kenny talks about how, it was heartbreaking when he lost that matchup against MJF and how his mind is not in it right now. He has to get back to the old Kenny Omega. Will Ospreay was like, this is the guy who said that, he's back to 100% and he's ready to go. So why aren't you here? And Kenny was like, look, at the end of the day, you could have called me. We could have helped you out. And then in comes Jon Moxley. Dude, this was like amazing drama, man. This is like pure cinema. Jon Moxley was like, hey, what you guys talking about? And then he was like, oh, good advice, Kenny. We all have skeletons in our closet. Dude, amazing promo. But in the end, as Will Ospreay goes to walk away, Kenny says, listen, just give me a call. Whenever you need, give me a call. And Will tells Kenny, hey, keep your head up. I still believe in you. I still think that you could get to that AEW World Championship. Dude, I instantly wrote down right here, AEW Redemption in Canada. Kenny Omega is going to get that World Championship, and we're probably going to get Kenny versus Ospreay at Wembley. Ah, man, this was just pure cinema. For everyone who says AEW doesn't have good stories, bro, show them this little clip out of a 3-hour show, and they were like, yeah, that goes out the window. What did you think about this?
Dude, it was fucking phenomenal, man. Starting the same way, like you said, as they did after Dynasty. We had thought that they were going to be building towards Ospreay and Omega after Dynasty. What would MJF's involvement be? Then Darby Allin came out of nowhere. We actually won the world title, so that threw a curveball and everything. And now we're coming back to it. It's all coming back full circle. I love the promo. And Ospreay saying, well, how, Kenny? You are never here. How would I go to you? I love that. And Moxley showing up. Listen, Kenny and Moxley have immense history in AEW. I mean, to me, that was like the first real big championship feud for Moxley once he got the belt. And that was when Moxley was a face. Moxley was a heel with the Death Riders when they were feuding with the Elite. They had the match, I think, like 3 years ago.
It goes back all the way to the first ever Double or Nothing. Moxley makes his debut. He takes out Kenny Omega. It's a lot of history there.
Dude, it's so good, man. It's just so good. So yeah, man, getting to see, and then Moxley, he's everything is his facial expressions, his mannerisms, his little one-liners. It was just phenomenal. And yeah, I do believe that Kenny is going to be involved in the championship match at Redemption. I can't wait for this pay-per-view Redemption. It's in Montreal. It's specifically for Kenny Omega. The last time he wrestled in Montreal, I think, is right before he had his diverticulitis surgery. So, I mean, man, the writing's on the wall for him to get the belt. For him to get the belt back. It's crazy to think that MJF could lose the belts already. I mean, he'll have the one Forbidden Door defense, lose it to Kenny at Redemption. But I don't think that's it for MJF. I think that MJF would also find himself in the title match. And we've talked on this show at length about, their two biggest stars, MJF and Will Ospreay. Do it. This is their WrestleMania. Do it WrestleMania style. Two biggest stars, MJF, Ospreay. Dude, you throw Kenny Omega in the mix, man. That's like throwing The Undertaker with Stone Cold and The Rock at WrestleMania. And I'm all for that, dude. Like, just looking at like how these guys were during the Attitude Era is like their starness. Why wouldn't you do it? I'm all for MJF, Omega, Ospreay. But regardless, maybe Omega doesn't get the belt. Maybe Omega fails in his MJF. I don't think so. You can't. If you're doing Omega in Montreal, you got to put the belt on him, you would think, right?
Yeah, I mean, dude, I definitely think that Omega is going to be involved somehow at All In, but now that I'm thinking about it, maybe he doesn't win it at Redemption. Maybe there's some type of finish where you keep Omega strong, but MJF goes to All In, faces Will Ospreay wins, and then down the line, maybe World's End, you can end the year with the feud. Well, not the feud, but the story that you've been building up little by little all year with Kenny and Ospreay. But the thing is, Kenny and Ospreay one-on-one, even in front of a stadium like Wembley Stadium, that like I agree, going heel face, like classic big feud into like their WrestleMania style show. But how do you not put that dream match? Even though I know they wrestled before, this is a whole different Kenny. This is a whole different Ospreay. You put them in front of however many people are going to be at Wembley Stadium in the main event. Dude, insane. I am just very excited for everything that they got going right now. It's an insane scenario if you think about it. But I also don't want to see MJF lose the title again. He just got it back. Like, I don't want him to be like, you know.
I was just gonna say, bro, and regardless of how that goes, if Omega gets the belt back in July, that's MJF to Darby to MJF to Kenny to Ospreay, all within, that's 5 title changes, all from what, March to or even April, from April to the end of August. That's a lot of title change. I mean, whatever. If they want to hot potato the world title, dude, we talk about it every week. With the roster this deep, sometimes you can hot potato the title. It's not like they're hot potato in between nobodies. They're hot potato in between like the fucking men in the company. So yeah, I don't know. I'm with however they want to do it, man. They got me fucking fully bought in.
As long as they don't go WrestleMania 2000, I believe there's like 20 title reigns in the whole year, which is fucking ridiculous.
That was the fatal 4-way, right?
Yeah.
Fuck it. Fuck the Owen Hart. We'll just have a double DQ at the end of the Owen Hart. Will get Swerve involved with it too. No, I'm just kidding.